What's up, y'all? This is your boy, Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast. Before we get into some hip-hop talk, this episode is brought to you by Laidback TV, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, and you can get it on every HBO, not HBO Max, every language is in case you don't speak English. Yo, this is very affordable. You can get on your Apple stores and download it on the Apple store for your iPhones and on your Play stores for your Androids. Or you can have it at home with your Fire Sticks. Go back on laidbacktv.com for all the information that's needed, all the pricing that you need, all the questions that you need answered. And if you need direct questions that need to be answered, you can go on your Instagram on official_laidbacktv, okay? Now let's get into some fucking hip-hop talk. Whoa! Okay. Before we get started, I just want to send out condolences to the friends and family, and lots of positive and healing energy to the friends and family of Charlie Kirk. It's horrific on the events that took place last week. You know what I mean? The death of Charlie Kirk. It's crazy, you know what I mean? I never saw something like that more gruesome, you know, ever since I saw the video of the JFK assassination. And, you know, want to send nothing but positive energy and healing energy and condolences to his wife and his kids and his friends and colleagues, you know what I'm saying? Because you can always speak. You shouldn't have to be, you know, viciously murdered for it. So, condolences and positive energy and healing energy to all of you. Also to the family of Celeste Rivas. This is crazy. I know this got to do with hip hop, but you know her fucking murdered and being in a Tesla, you know, to the car registered to David. I won't speak too much on this because there's an investigation on it, and you know what I'm saying, and you know we're all seeing it like in real life, in real time. But I mean, due to the evidence, I would definitely have to say that artist David, if that's how you fucking say his name, D4ND, your fucking career is over, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't see how you beat this shit, because there ain't no fucking way you could win. But you know, it is what it is. But you know, let's see how everything pans out and everything like that. So let's get into it. So hip hop. Fuck. Dame Dash. And don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? I don't want this to be a bashing on Dame Dash, cause I'm a huge fan of Rockefeller. You know, all the artists that came out of the rock. You know what I'm saying? Where it was Jay-Z, where it was Kanye West, Memphis Bleak, Beanie Siegel, the Young Guns, Chris and Neef, you know, Petey Crack, Freeway, the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Because my era of hip hop, there were crews, not gangs, groups, but there were crews. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the Rough Riders, you know, like Cash Money, like Bad Boy, like Death Row. They were crews. You know what I'm saying? And Rockefeller was that fucking crew. Now, you know, when you think of Rockefeller, most of the time in this era, you know what I mean? Like, people who do the research, they're going to see that the top two superstars that came out of the rock were mainly Jay-Z and Kanye West. But before there was a Kanye West in 2004, there was a Memphis Bleak. There was a Beanie Siegel. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you look at these albums, all these Rockefeller albums that came out, right, when the crew was the crew, we talking 96, well, you know, we get 96 to 2003. So that whole tenor with Jay-Z, you know, starting and retiring before he came back, right? So Reasonable Doubt all the way to the Black Album, those years are the solid fucking prime years of Rockefeller, right? But if you look at the albums, because before streaming, we came with compact disc albums, and I used to love this era because, you know, when you get the compact disc, yo, you get the front cover of the album, right? You turn around, you know, on the back of the case, you get the track list, right? You know, you open it, you know, you got the disc and you got the fucking book. I used to love reading the books. You know, I see who produced the tracks, who wrote the tracks. who recorded the tracks, who mixed the tracks, who mastered the tracks, who all their thank yous, because they put work into this shit. You feel me? So, but when you look at the back of the case with the track listing, if you look at the bottom, they used to have not only just what label is released on, but it used to have the executive producers. And this is how it was always read on the Rockefeller albums. Executive producers: Sean Carter, comma, Dame Dash, comma, and Kareem Biggs Burke, right? Dame Dash was one of the executive producers of every Rockefeller album, even with Jay-Z's. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to bash them because, you know, these albums are great. You know, my top 3 Rockefeller albums of all time. Let me see. Top 3 albums of Rockefeller. Hell, I can give you 4. You know what I'm saying? I could give you 4. You know, I would say Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life, Volume 2. I would say Kanye West's Graduation. I would say Kanye West's 808 and Heartbreaks. And I could say Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But from the actual golden era, it's kind of hard to say. You know, I could say probably Memphis Bleak, The Understanding. You know what I'm saying? But we won't get too much into that. But Dame Dash went on the Breakfast Club. I was shocked when I saw clips of this first on Twitter. And then when I went on YouTube, I seen, oh, this was real. The Breakfast Club has Dame Dash on. And the crazy shit is that they got him on. And we've been seeing Dame all over, like, The Art of Dialogue and all these other interviews, you know what I mean? He was working his way up. Because I didn't think he was going to get to the level, you know, where, you know, to talk that shit all the way to Breakfast Club. This was shocking. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out it was a great fucking moment. You see him really bringing up, you know, calling Charlamagne gay, threatening to punch him in his face. What was another one? Apparently there's a rumor that, you know, DJs are getting RICO charges, you know, Power 106 and Hot 97 and shit and so on, you know, for getting money to, you know, spin tracks and all this shit. And he's saying that, you know, DJ Envy's going to get caught up in that. You know, and it's the crazy shit is the Breakfast Club is a 4-person panel now. You know, they got Charlamagne the God, they got DJ Envy, they got Just Hilarious, Lauren LaRosa. You know, it's a 4-panel now. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like Dame Dash could have literally got canceled in some kind of way. I mean, I don't know if he's canceled now, but he could have got a lot of backlash if he would have gone that head to head with Just Hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Because Just Hilarious is going, you know, she's going to step up. She's going to speak her shit, you know. Lauren, I wouldn't say so, but Charlamagne, he was just laughing fucking the whole time. Envy, I think Envy was like slightly getting annoyed, you know what I mean? Because like the way Dame was actually getting on Charlamagne, he was getting at Envy the same way, just not aggressively. Like he didn't threaten to punch Envy in the face, because Envy would have stepped up, you know, said some shit. So what else he did? He announced he was chairman of Revolt. And he said that the announcement is going to come out the next day. Obviously, the announcement didn't come next day. I feel like he's trolling. How the hell is Damon going to go on the Breakfast Club? Right? Because they did ask him about 50 Cent getting the rights to Paid in Full and making it a series where Cameron is going to executive produce. And he said that 50 always trolls. But that Revolt, chairman of Revolt announcement, apparently Dame was trolling. Because the rep of Revolt stated, no, he ain't. He ain't got shit to do with us. It's a little weird. You know what I mean? It's a little fucking weird. And I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I think, you know, with that situation, it's like, I know that everybody says Dame is broke and everything, but his broke and our broke are two different things. You know what I mean? When we broke, you know what I mean, we got enough money just to pay the fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? Not to fucking live it up. You know what I'm saying? If you handle your money right, you can live it up and do what you do and travel. But I don't think he's broke. I just think he's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's broke. You know what I'm saying? Broke in what way? I think he has way less money than he had before. Getting all these private jets going on across overseas to different countries. Yeah, I don't think he's got that money, but I think he's good with money, as in his family's well taken care of, and that's all that fucking matters. So, Dame, I don't think you broke. Let me see. He's blaming Cam for the Rockefeller split. I don't think you should give that much credit to Cam. I mean, yeah, Cam fucked up by announcing, oh yeah, they're gonna make me the president of Rockefeller, without even making it official, like paperwork wise. You know what I'm saying? You're saying everything prematurely. But that's a young Cam. I don't think Cam is doing anything. I mean, yeah, he's doing that wrong, but I don't think that's the split. I don't think that's the reason of the split. And if your other artists like Kanye, like Memphis Bleak, like Beans, like Freeway, all these other Rockefeller artists are figuring out there's some friction between 2 out of the 3 CEOs, 100%. They feel something's coming. And I don't think that's fair to give all the blame to Cam. Jay is his own man. You know what I'm saying? That's just a given. Jay is his own man. If he wanted to walk away, he want to walk away. You know what I'm saying? I think everything he did was calculated and smart. Why keep Rockefeller running like that when you are 1/3 of the CEO? But if you got a company like Live Nation that gives you your own label name, Rock Nation, you know what I'm saying? It's a management, it's a distribution, it's everything. That's solely yours. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was smart and calculated, for Jay to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't give the whole split of Rockefeller. I wouldn't even give none of the percentage of the split of Rockefeller blame to Cameron. Hell no. I think that's just bullshit. One more thing. So Dame brought up the idea like, Cam was trying to offer money to my son. Here's my take on that, right? He's trying to offer money to your son. Now, I don't know Dame's son's age. If he's a kid, I get where Dame is coming from. Like, nah, nigga, you need to talk to me before you giving money to my fucking kid. Regardless of what the relationship is, if you got respect for me as a real nigga and a parent, you know what I'm saying? You talk to me before you go in that direction from my son, or you keep that shit quiet and don't make sure I don't fucking find out. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get that perspective of Dame. But if his kid is a full-fledged grown-ass man, an adult, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, that's still your kid, but that don't mean you got every say-so to his fucking decisions. If he want to take a job, it's his decision. If he want to take money from a nigga who you signed to Rockefeller once, that's his decision. You know what I'm saying? That's his decision. So, but he took it as disrespectful. So he's bringing up these slangish terms of the Godfather movie. And I'm not talking about part 1. I'm not talking about part 3. I'm talking about part 2, when Michael Corleone made the families think he was weak. Going in the casino business and, and so forth. And then the whole time he was taking out the family so he can climb up as the head nigga. And then the whole time, well, not the whole time, but there's a moment where, his little brother, his older brother, Fredo, who's not part of that business. He's part of casino business, right? He actually betrayed his family. You know what I'm saying? He betrayed Michael. You gotta watch the movie. I don't want to spoil it for you. You gotta watch that shit because everybody fucking watch. Okay? You gotta watch the fucking time. Okay, you gotta watch that fucking movie. But in other words, he set up Michael Corleone, his own little brother, where Michael could have got killed. And that's where that famous part where you see kiss his brother Fredo. Mwah! You broke my heart. Not many people know what that means. That means the kiss of death. That means a kiss goodbye. You're my brother. I love you. But I'm kissing you goodbye because I'm about to take you the fuck out. Just don't want you to think when it's going to be, because then you're going to prepare for it. But Dame said that he's Michael Corleone and Cameron is Fredo. Now, people could say that, well, not people. People could assume that that means, like, oh, that Cameron portrayed Michael. I took it as, nigga, where you getting at? Yeah, this is mafia shit? Like, you talk about all these people taking, portraying you, and all these years and you think you were slandering on Jay's name, but now it's Cam. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it's mafia type, but you wish Cam was dead or anything like that. I don't wish death on nobody. So I think it was a stupid ass reference to that movie. I think Dame is just in his fucking feelings and is getting him to that point where he's just blabbering shit for attention now. And it's working. It's working. Motherfucker made fucking head waves when it comes down to the Breakfast Club. So that's interesting. And to me, Cameron, speaking of Cam, that he's on another level. To me, salute to him and with Diplomats and the history, with the album Diplomatic Immunity, the Confessions of Fire album, SDE, Come Home With Me, Purple Haze, the whole notch. You know what I'm saying? Diplomats was like, to me, it was like a movement. To me, it was like the Harlem version of the Wu-Tang Clan. Because Wu-Tang Clan had different fucking type of families, like a mafia. You know what I mean? Killer Bees, all of this shit. You know what I mean? And I think that's where it was. Because, you got Freaky Zeke, Jewels, Jim, Hell Rel, the whole works. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was definitely interesting on his level there, but I think where his level was there, it's not how his level is now. You know what I'm saying? And I think Cam is strategic on his moves in business, and he's doing it fucking like a masterpiece, and salute to him on how he's doing it, because this nigga is on fire, with the shows, right? He's got Talk with Flea, but look at where he got it from. You know what I mean? He said on Talk with Flea once, right? I was seeing this, that the one track that a nigga dissed him, right? That he felt, damn, I got nothing to get this nigga back. I thought he was gonna say something like 50 Cent or some other artist that he was going up against, and he said the nigga who's his partner anchor on It Is What It Is, right? Mace. When Mace dropped the Oracle, to me, that's what top 10 diss records of all time. When he dropped the Oracle, Cam didn't have nothing. That's crazy. And what did he do? He took his biggest enemy, who was his best friend, and became his partner. Now he's untouchable, because it's like, my biggest enemy was my best friend, and we partner up. Now none of y'all niggas can see me. And they gave him now he's part of Revolt. He's in partnership with Revolt. He's got his show with Talk with Flea. Shit's fire. I love his interviews. You know what I mean? He be doing his thing, and he's controlling the narrative. You know what I mean? He's controlling the show. Not in the way as only behind the scenes, but in the conversation. He let a nigga get off his shit, and then he get his shit off, and he makes sure everybody get their time to talk. There's more structure with his show. I can't compare it to like a No Jumper and everything, where everybody's all over the fucking place. So Dame can't go up against Cam no more. Like, this ain't it. You can't win. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Omar Gooding. He dropped 4 diss records, and what did Cam do? He dropped a fucking movie shoot prank. And not even a prank. It was a movie shoot for a movie that ain't coming out. He made you think your career's about to blow the fuck up, and it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna stay right where the fuck it is. You can't do it. You can't compete with Cam. You know what I'm saying? You need these platforms. You know, all these movies he's saying he's doing, I ain't seen none of these movies. You know what I'm saying? These albums he's putting out, okay? But you can't go up against Cam. And apparently he wants to go up against Cam. He wants to go one-on-one with Cam. I think that, you know, they should stop it before it gets worse, because I think these niggas are on a verge to, you know, knuckle up, in my opinion. You know, speaking of Cam, Adrian Broner was on his show, right? And apparently he got kicked off because he was, I don't know, you could say he was being flirtatious. Excuse me. He was being flirtatious, or maybe he was, you know, kind of verbally harassing, or whatever the fuck it was called, whatever category it was. He was paying too many compliments to their third anchor, Stat. Okay, I think her name is Treasure Wilson. Salute to her. You know, she's dope at what she does. But we'll call, they call her Stat. And yeah, you know, Cam, you know, it was funny in the beginning. You know, it's like, oh shit, this nigga's mesmerized by you, Stat. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a certain point where this nigga's like staring at her like he's gazed or some shit. Personally, I think this nigga was high as a kite. What he was high on? I don't think he was drunk, because he was well balanced. But high as a fucking kite. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga looked like his pupils were dilated like a motherfucker, looking like the planet Pluto. You know what I'm saying? And he just couldn't blink. This nigga was just staring at Stat. You know what I mean? And you know, after it became, you know, funny, you know, Cam waited until there was a moment where there was like, I don't want to say a commercial break, but the cameras were on to someone else, a young lady on the screen, and he took that moment to check Adrian Broner and shit, right? And he's like, yeah, man, you gotta stop, bro. I'm assuming what he's saying, right? You know, her boyfriend's here, you know what I mean? Let's have some respect. He's like, cool, all right, cool. I told you once. And he kept doing it, and you can see on Cam's face, like, all right, nigga. Yeah, before this goes left, like, I'm gonna get you off. And shout out to Cam, yo. This nigga was flexing. He pulled out the fucking money bag, and he's like, I'm gonna pay you for your time. That's a boss. That nigga's a boss straight up, yo. Gotta salute Cam, yo. He's like, I'm gonna pay you for your time because I appreciate your time. You know, but yeah, man, you can't violate, bro. You know, because I told you the first time. Boom. Yeah. He wasn't fucking around. Like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta jump. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what's fucked up is that the responses of Adrian Broner about the, you know, when he was about to give him money, he was like, yeah, you're a good nigga. Felt like he was, I don't know, I feel like there's something up there, because, because they asked him about Gervonta Tank Davis, and they asked him about Floyd Mayweather. He spoke on Tank, saying that's his little brother, but he froze when he was asking about Mayweather, the guy, you know, who, you know, Mayweather helped put him on, and he didn't want to speak on it. It seemed like it ain't as bad. Maybe he asked, you know, Mayweather for money, or maybe he asked him some help, or, you know, try to be back on Mayweather promotions, and nothing. Turns out, like this, to me, he didn't look good. The Adrian Broner, who was, what was it? I think he was WBA world champion. He wasn't looking good, bro. You know what I'm saying? The world, he was undefeated before Marcos Maidana defeated him. You know, the guy who fought Manny Pacquiao, like, this ain't the same Adrian. And, you know, he say he wants to go to 140 pounds and, you know, fight whoever's there, like Teofimo Lopez, you know, like I don't even know who else is there. I think Shakur Stevenson is moving up, but that's it. But he wants to fight everybody. Everyone got a belt. Yeah, he just didn't look good, bro. So he had to get kicked off of the set. And salute to salute to Cam for, you know, holding it down, holding his co-anchor down, you know what I mean, his colleague and everything like that. That's some real G shit, you know what I'm saying? So salute to Cam, you know, he's doing his thing and shit. But that's all we got for hip hop. You know, I'm your boy Eddie Jax. Oh wait, before we fucking get out of here, bro, I had it written down there. Let's shout it down. Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot. I couldn't get out of here without saying this. Shout out to Cardi B. New album. Second album. Am I the Drama? Out on DSPs right now. Go make sure y'all go get it. Jay Electronica. He put out 2 projects, Act 1 and Act 2. Shit, they said these albums supposed to come out in 2020, but they put them out now. So shout out to Jay Electronica. And this song called Dance on Me, it's not a real song, but it apparently has vocals of Bad Bunny, Drake, and Bruno Mars. I swear to Christ, if this is a real song, or if they turn this into a real song, this is going to be a fucking hit. I shit you not. Bad Bunny's already a star. Bruno Mars is already a star. But Drake would literally get people starting to forget that he got his ass whooped in a rap battle against Kendrick Lamar last year. Just saying. But that's all we got for Hip Hop Talk. I'm your boy Eddie Jex. This is the Drop That Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Subscribe, motherfucker. Show some support. Run those likes up, okay? Leave your comments if you got a fucking problem, okay? I'll be here waiting. I'll be waiting, okay? Y'all be cool, all right? Be safe. Peace.